Hello fellow game makers and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna have a look how you can make yourself mountain brushes to sculpt terrain in Unity or in Blender. This will be completely free and you can also buy the results for 99 cents on my Gumroad. There will be 10 of those brushes pre-made, 4K, 32-bit and of course no compression. So you will definitely save a lot of time because I already made them for you. So we're gonna use Gaea for that. Gaea is a software normally people use to create terrains, and we're just gonna use it to export mountain height maps we can then use to generate our brushes. So yeah, it's actually a pretty cool software. It's completely free. If you click the download button on their website, I will link below. You can just download the full installer right here. There are also some other plans if you like the software so much, because the community version is limited to 1K and the indie version, for example, is bound to 4K. And of course the professional version is I think the best solution, because it's just no resolution limits. So yeah, maybe you know World Creator and it's pretty much the same, but Gaea is a bit more, I don't know, a bit more modern maybe. And of course it's node based. So I already opened up Gaea, and if you open up Gaea you will just have this little window, and of course this won't be a in-depth Gaea tutorial. I will just show you how to export height maps and maybe have a basic mountain you can then use. So if you would just click the create terrain button, of course with a graph, because I like the graph more, you can then see it already generated a little mountain for us. You can move it around holding the Alt and then left mouse button. It already generated 3 nodes for us. A mountain node, which will just generate a primitive mountain, like that. Then a displace, so we get a more detailed version of it, just a bit more details in there. And of course a erosion node, which also is completely procedural and based on I think on a natural algorithm. So that's pretty cool. And we can just play around with these mountain parameters here. You can also use other primitives, for example cracks or other things. You can also generate craters and use those. But I just wanted a few mountains to sculpt mountains. So you can maybe you can pick up the scale bit and change it to seed, and you already have a fairly nice mountain. So if you just switch to the erosion version, we see that we have a mountain. We can then right click on it and click on mark for export. So click that, and then you can click the build button up here. What I then like to do is of course uncheck those 3 outputs, because we don't need them, we just need the raw output. And I also like to export this as a TIFF with 32-bit, and of course change it for all nodes. We just have 1 node, but it's fine. Just make sure that the erosion node is for a .tiff, or actually your last node is on .tiff. And then you can also change the resolution. I'm just going to change it to 1K. You can then choose a file path where you want to export your build, and then you can hit start build. I'm not going to do this right now, and we will see us in Unity, and I will show you some of my brushes and how you can use them. Okay, so once we are in Unity, we can check that we have the terrain tools installed. We'll do that by going to Window, Package Manager, and then going to Advanced, click Show Preview Packages, and then search for terrain. Terrain tools. Click the update button if needed, or actually install it. You don't need to download the asset samples, but of course you can if you want to. Then you can go to your hierarchy, click create, 3D object, and then terrain. So now we can go to our brushes, and if you open up the brush pack you download from Gumroad, you will see something like this. And if you just export your own mountains from Gaea, you will just have one of those images. So I will go ahead and just import 1 image, like that. If you downloaded the pack from Gumroad, there is also a little tutorial file in there, but you can then also just import your brush files as well as the image files, just all of them, into the root of your project, so just in the asset folder, otherwise it will not work. So when we have our image right here, we go to our inspector and have a look that we have 4K size, because the images are 4K and we want to have the full potential of it. Then click on format and choose RGBA 32-bit and then click on apply. Do that for all of those images. So now we can go back to our terrain, click this little brush icon right here, select new brush and then select our image. If you then close this window again, you will notice that there is a .brush file on here. That's your brush. And if you go to your terrain and go to your brushes, you can see that there is your brush. You can also rename this file to something like mountain brush, and then it will also change the name in the inspector right here. So now we could actually draw or actually sculpt by just clicking on here, and yeah, I think that's kind of cool and also pretty useful. Of course, this is nothing nice I do right here, but you can actually create something nice out of it if you have enough time. So yeah, basically that's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like or subscribe to my channel if you like this content. It would really help me to make more content. So yeah, see you in the next one.